So I got a bunch of orders for my Jack Daniels Tele guitar, and I need to be able to process the necks a little bit faster. So I've learned I can do 3 necks at a time, and this trick I picked up from the Louisville Slugger factory when I was down there a little bit more than a year ago. And what I've done is I've taken my Varathane weathered wood accelerator, I put that in a spray bottle, I spray down 3 necks at a time, and then I take my cloth and wipe that in, make sure it dries in nice and consistent. And then I've created a setup here just off to the side of the shop. And then I've got a tube filled with this Minwax fast drying polyurethane 350 compliant semi-gloss. What that allows me to do is then take the neck, dip it in, hang it up, let all the runoff fall onto this plastic sheet, put it back in, dip another neck, come back, wipe it all down, and I can actually do 3 necks at a time pretty quickly. What I saw the Louisville Slugger factory do is they would take 10 bats at a time, clamp on the bat at the top, dip it into their solution, pull it out, and they could process maybe 400 or 500 bats at a time doing this. So for me, I've got a couple necks that I can handle at once. And what I do is I've got my rubber gloves on. I'm going to take the neck. I've taped off the end of the truss rod that I put in. That way I don't get any material down the truss rod channel. It's all clean. It's dried. Take this, dip it in. Let it sit for a second. Slowly pull it out. I'll get my other hand, take some of that extra material, and just smooth it off. Take this, hang it up here, and we'll just let this material slowly drip off, and we'll come back and rub it with a towel and get it all soaked in. So we'll do the second one here, let it sit for a second, wipe off some of the excess. Hang it up again. Third neck. Dip it in. Again, we'll slowly pull this out. Get all the runoff back into the tube. And I find this stuff seals off the neck pretty good, dries fast. So we let some of this stuff drip off. I've got a nice cutout of an old t-shirt, and we're going to just rub this stuff in. This is the third time I've done this. It actually works out pretty smooth. As long as you clean up the excess, you're pretty good. It does waste a little bit of material, but to be honest, the time saved for me is significant, and that's what I really need help with, is the time more so than anything else. Even this towel is totally saturated, so I'll take another one here in a second. We'll clean up the frets. So make sure that's all in. I'm not going to have any more drips. So we'll put any of the leftover material back in here. Squeeze this out. So at least here I can save some material. So get one more clean rag, clean up the frets, and we should be done. So once you clean off the rag, and get that final clean rag to wipe off everything, you can see how nice that looks. You can see it there. We'll do the same thing with the frets. Do it this way so the material soaks in, seals everything up nicely, and then that last coat, I get a really nice satin finish. And I have processed a bunch of necks real quickly. The one trick is that you get a little bit of runoff into the tuner holes. So you gotta just make sure you wipe those pretty good. And with the nut, I can just use that flat nut file from Stu Mac and clean out any of the mess that I've got. So we'll let these dry for 24 hours, 48 in some cases, because I don't have time to come back to them. And they'll be done. So this is 48 hours later. You can see how nicely this turned out. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you in the next video.